Welcome back, everybody. Time to go make a pickup in Ward, South Carolina. The Best Dressed Chicken. This one's a new one to me, but I've heard of it. I know Eric Wildman even told me he's been there and actually seen one or two of our drop trailers. So I'll wait for this guy to walk by first, and then I'll start moving. This guy next to me is getting ready to roll too, it looks like. Okay, I guess I'll just stay here until it's clear. Looks like he's looking in this rear view mirror at the guy behind him. So I think they're traveling together. Okay, still got, let's figure out how many miles I got remaining. About 140-ish. So I'll be a little over a 2-hour drive, probably more like 2.5, because it's all going to be state and U.S. highways mostly from here on out. Won't be seeing any other interstates between here and the shipper, so I'll have to factor that as that'll slow me down a little bit. So plan on taking about 2.5 hours total to get there. Okay, I'm leaving the pilot in forget the name of this town here. It's exit 5 on I-95 in South Carolina. I fucking hate this area here. I'm already. There's no traffic lights there at all to give me a protected turn. Both getting off the interstate and trying to get out of here, and it's really irritating because as soon as I get one opening, another one closes. Or like one side will open up, the other side will close. Dude, you can't make that turn. Dude's got plenty of room there to make that turn. Do a proper, I mean, you do a J-hook if you have to, but I think it looked like his tandem for getting ready to clear the curb anyway, so I think he was making a bigger deal. And actually he was blocking my view, so it was making it even harder for me. Okay, we're gonna getting on a 321 northbound here, US 321 north. Crossing over I-95 right at the moment. South Carolina, exit 5 off I-95, just north of the Georgia line. Hardeeville, that's the name of the town I'm in. Okay, there are different route options that are available. I don't know how good some of these state routes that are along the way, if they're truck routes or not. So I'm trying to minimize use of state routes until I absolutely have to be on them. So my plan is I'm going to take 321 north up to US 78. And then we'll take 78 west over the town of Aiken. And from there we'll get on US 1. And then it'll be state highways. From there we won't be too far away. This is 321 right here. So anyway, as I said, we're going to use state highways once we're up by up past Aiken, I think, or no. Once we're on Highway 1, US 1 northbound, take that up. I think it crosses over or under whatever I-85 or whatever that interstate was. And once we get on the other side of it, it'll end up in hooking a left, going toward Ward. Then we'll make another right, head up another state highway. The shipper is technically in Ward, but it's not actually in downtown Ward. It's actually, we'll call it northeast of Ward. So this is going to be a little interesting experience. Alright, Augusta, Georgia, 104. That's Augusta, South Carolina, I think. 114 miles. Actually, it might be Georgia. 114 miles out. Yeah, because I think I remember seeing Augusta on the map, and it looked like a bigger Augusta, so that would be Georgia. And in Columbus, I think it just said 127 or whatever. 100 and something is what it said to Columbus. Columbus will be east of where I'm going. Alright, so we'll be picking up a chicken load here. That one is going to Milan, Missouri. This will be about the third time that I've gone to Milan. The plan is on that one, I might go ahead and take State Route 129 up from US 36, west of Aiken. West of Aiken, which is where US 36 and US 63 meet up. I know I'm throwing up some weird highways and stuff for you, but if you go about halfway between Kansas City and St. Louis, you'll find Columbia. In Columbia, you'll find US 63. You go north on there, you'll end up going through Moberly, and then you'll end up in the town of Macon. Right there where Macon is, you'll find the US where it's 36 and 63 meet up. Head west on 36, and I'm going to take US 129 up from there. It's not the best route up there, but I've already done the Highway 5 route before, and that's my normal route I like to take. But for the sake of YouTube, we're showing what it's like to do the other route. So I've done 129 up the County Road to C also before, and figured, you know what, I don't have it on YouTube, so I'm gonna go ahead. When I get up there, I'll probably do that route on my video, just so I have it, so I can show what it's like. Not the preferred route to take, but it is an option, and I'd like to be able to show what the route looks like and why it's not my preferred route. Anyway, this is like I say, we're going to be picking up in Ward, South Carolina here with this particular video, so we'll focus on that one. I'm expecting it might be these 2-lane highways all the way up. Expecting right around 140, maybe a little bit longer miles. So like I said, about 2.5 hours perhaps. If I can't go any faster than I'm going now, that might take a little bit longer. But I'll have some, hopefully I'll have some good footage for you guys here. we're just getting into Estill, or whatever the hell this town is called. We're US 321 and State Route 3 meet up on the map. We're a couple of really small towns that I went through along the way that I didn't even see on the map at all. Got this one and Fairfax that we're going to go through before we get to, oh wait, am I taking 278? No, I'm going to go straight up to 78. Yeah, Estill, and there's an Estill Town Hall right here that I just passed. Elizabeth's Sandwiches, Shakes, and Sundays. You know, I was at that pilot. Speaking of that, there was a Dairy Queen there at that pilot. You know how hard it was for me to not get a blizzard while I was there? I believe I'm lactose intolerant now, so I've been trying to stay away from milk products. Fairfax is 14 miles out, and Columbus, I think it said 91 or something like that. Tell me you're not going to hold me up. Oh, just turning onto that street, alright. There'll be a lot of logging activity here. Saw one area where you can tell they recently cut down a bunch of stuff. And then there was like a mill or something that I passed by on the left side. Not too many miles back. Alright, so Fairfax will be coming up next, about 13 miles out. Probably give you some footage of that as well. Let's show you what that looks like. Guys, we're getting into Fairfax, South Carolina now. Don't know how big this town is. It's doesn't look too sizable. Don't think it'll take long to get through here. Just enough to notice. There's some interesting stuff to see out here. Definitely, I'm going back in definitely in the sticks. Have a cool front end there though with the lion statues there, kind of guarding the front. Alright, coming up on US 278 right here. This is one of the ways, one of the options that I do have available to work with. I could go west from here if I want to, but I'm going to choose not to because there are a few more towns I'll have to go through if I do choose to go that way. It might save me a couple miles perhaps, but I have the small towns of Allendale, Klein, and Barnwell to get that I would have to go through before getting to Black Knife or whatever the hell that town's called. And Black Knife I'm gonna have to go through anyway. But at least the route I'm going, this route I'm taking, 321. This is a cop car here. I think it is. Yeah, looks like it. County Dallas. No, it's just a Dallas's place, I guess, and someone parked there. Alright. That's kind of a cool, you call those colonials or colonial style house? I always like to see those. Southern Cal, we got in Redlands. There are actually a pretty good number of colonial style homes, or Victorian, whatever you want to call those damn things. They're cool to see, you know, like plantation kind of homes or whatever you want. I don't know. Lots of mobile homes or modular or whatever kind of homes in the area as well. Needless to say, not the most affluent area in the world. That's actually not a bad looking house there, though. This one here is not bad either. I always like the brick structure. I don't know why. It's just because you don't see that in California, and they look like they're always easy to maintain and to look nice. And most of the time, the yards look really nice as well when you see homes like that. Fairfax Motel. Alright, that was about it for Fairfax. We'll resume footage when we get up to US 78. Looks like there's a town of Denmark when we get there. Alright guys, we're coming into Denmark. It's Denmark, South Carolina, that is. It's also where I'm going to be making my turn from US 321 to US 78. Hi. Don't be interfering with my video footage. A golf course. Those are interesting looking homes. Colors at least. Okay, I'm going to be expecting a left turn up ahead. I assume it's going to be the traffic light that I see up the road. Better hurry up, car. My lane's ending soon, and I also need to make it. Come on, dude. You gonna come over and lock truck or not? Okay, it's not this light here. This is Voorhees Road. Looks like I'm going to be a little bit further up before I hit 78. Look, I got another light coming up here. Will this one be it? Getting close, I can tell. I'm not zoomed in close enough on my map to be able to see for sure. I just know it's coming up. No. But not this light, but the next one, because I see trucks going through there. Barnwell, Fort. Yeah, that's the other one. Coker. Alright, maybe this isn't it either. It's coming up though, it's gotta be. Alright, so this locked truck looks like he's turning on to 78 also. Yeah, this is 78 coming up. Alright, Blackville, 7 miles away. At least I get a little bit of a respite from this guy. He was kind of annoying me a little bit. I mean, he's not doing bad with the speed or anything. He's just maybe a tad slower than what I want to be doing. Driver responsible for load count. Any shortage will be charged to JCT. Let's let this car go by first and then we'll make our turn. Nice turn signal. You could have done that a little bit sooner. I would have made my turn. Wouldn't have been waiting for you at all. Napa Auto Parts. I know there are no trains coming that way because they just came from that way. luck anyway. Okay, we are still going to have Blackville, looks like Williston, a couple of smaller towns as well on the way, but I'm only going to show Blackville and Williston more than likely, and then those will come up before we get to Highway 1. Blackville, of course, was only 7 miles out, so it's not going to take too long before we get there.
New Jersey man allegedly said he killed his wife because she cheated on me with someone from Applebee's. Aaron Rasmussen. Mega. Atlantic County Prosecutor's Office. A man allegedly upset after his wife made a late-night confession last summer that she had an affair has been indicted for her murder in New Jersey, prosecutors said. Around 4:30 a.m. August 22, 2020, police responded to a 911 call to a home in Brigantine, a coastal town near Atlantic City. At the residence, officers found Robert DeClemente, 37, covered in blood, according to Breaking AC. The murder suspect allegedly told the officers he killed his wife, 30-year-old Rachel DeClemente, after she came home and told me she cheated on me with someone from Applebee's, the outlet reported, citing a police affidavit. A neighbor of the couple reported hearing a woman believed to be Rachel DeClemente screaming around 3 a.m., and the suspect's father allegedly told police he got a missed call from his son's number around 4 a.m. The affidavit states blood stains seem to show the murder may have occurred in a back room and the victim's body was then dragged to the front entryway of the house, passing through the kitchen. Police allegedly recovered a hammer underneath a bloody rag in the kitchen, and a Swiffer mop and paper towels appear to indicate there was an attempt to clean up the crime scene. The victim reportedly suffered multiple traumatic injuries to her head and face, the affidavit states. The suspect was booked into the Atlantic County Justice Facility and has been held there since his arrest. Read this on the web. Man and woman in Texas accused of smuggling 89 undocumented immigrants in trailer for $1,000. Front page detectives. Argument at Michigan motel ends with woman killed. Man accused of murder. Front page detectives. Mom drowned son, daughter because she couldn't walk off this earth and leave my precious children behind. Front page detectives. Florida woman allegedly caught skinny dipping in man's pool, tried running from officers. Front page detectives. Teenager beats his uncle to death outside Texas nightclub, authorities say. Front page detectives. Incel allegedly planned revenge massacre of sorority members. Vice. Water main break snarls traffic in Kearney, NJCBS, New York.
Yeah.
Article 19 of 76. An airline pilot says she was forced to sleep in a plane overnight after her flight was diverted to a remote Colorado town because of severe weather. T. Paulini at BusinessInsider.com. Thomas Paulini. A United Express Embraer E-170 regional jet. Austin Depp. Shutterstock.com. SkyWest Airlines flight crew members said they were forced to sleep on their plane in Colorado. Jessica Taylor, the captain, said it was a first in her 15-year career. SkyWest said no hotels had been available and apologized for the inconvenience to passengers. See more stories on Insider's business page. A flight crew's routine trip from Denver to Raleigh, North Carolina, and back involved an overnight stay aboard their plane in Aiken, Colorado, where they had been diverted because of severe weather. SkyWest Airlines was operating Flight 5332 on behalf of United Express, the regional brand for United Airlines, on July 17. Tracking data from Flight Radar 24 showed the aircraft making a series of turns and flying in a holding pattern before heading to Hayden by way of Nebraska and Wyoming. Jessica Taylor, the flight's captain, described the ordeal on social media. "This has been a challenging week of flying," Taylor wrote. "After flying 8+ hours from Den RDU Den, Hayden after diverting, my crew and had to sleep on the airplane overnight. Yes, that's right, we slept on the floor of the airplane in Hayden. SkyWest Airlines Flight 5332's route on July 17. Thomas Bellini, insider via Flight Radar 24. SkyWest didn't confirm Taylor's account but told Insider that hotel accommodations had not been available in Hayden. Though we worked to make arrangements to get our customers to their destinations that evening, unfortunately the nearby area did not have hotel accommodations available under the circumstances, SkyWest said in a statement to Insider. We, along with our partners at United, apologized and United has reached out to customers to provide compensation for the inconvenience. The aircraft, an Embraer E170 regional jet registered as N613UX, departed for Denver the next afternoon and landed nearly 24 hours after it had left Raleigh, according to Flight Radar 24 data. Its next scheduled flight, from Denver to Idaho Falls, Idaho, was canceled. The round-trip journey between Denver and Raleigh is scheduled to take just over 8 hours, including a layover in Raleigh. In Taylor's case, the same crew operated both legs of the trip. Taylor said it was the first time she had been forced to spend the night on a plane because of a lack of accommodations. This is a first for me in 15 plus years of professionally flying, Taylor wrote. I personally never thought I'd find myself sleeping on the floor of a plane as 38-year-old airline captain. The Embraer E170 does have a first-class cabin with recliner seats, but the aircraft isn't meant for overnight sleeping. United says the first-class seats are 24 inches wide with 38 inches of pitch and 6 inches of recline. Read more. Airline workers have lower rates of COVID-19 than the general population, and airline CEOs say it's proof that flying is safe. Taylor said that despite the ordeal, she remained in high spirits about her profession and the unique perspective it offers. It's still the...
Hey guys, we're getting into Blackville, South Carolina now. Based on the size of the gray on the map, I'm guessing it's somewhere in maybe a few thousand or so, or population. Not huge, but well, definitely not huge by any stretch, but I better find out what these fuel rebates. Alright. I was expecting that one sooner or later. I thought there was another one or something. Alright, you continuing straight ahead. Look like it'll be a few miles. Alright, 78 continues left. Springfield is 10 miles away, but we're not going through Springfield. Springfield is up off of State Route 3 or whatever that is, which I'm not going through. Highway 304 coming up at this light. 78 continues straight ahead. Williston is 10 miles ahead. That's what I kind of figured it was somewhere in the ballpark. Macedonia Baptist Church. Yeah, that's a nice house. I like that front porch. Big ass plantation home. Town of Elko, 6 miles. We're only about halfway through Blackville city limits, or town limit, whatever you want to call it. But from what I can tell, we're already past the core. We're getting back in the 55 zone here, so probably resume again when we get to Williston, or I think that's what I'm reading, Williston. Yeah. Not too many miles up the road, like I said, about 10 miles up, and we'll have some more footage. Some states actually the limit is like 36, so it helps to know. Okay. I'm not sure what exactly their weight limits are and where's the load going to. No, that's not good. I want to say Nebraska is like 35 will put you down all the way over there. Yeah, I'm actually in South Carolina right now, and I'm on my way to pick up my load, and it's going to be going to Milan, Missouri. Where in Missouri is your other local? Alright guys, we're getting into Williston, South Carolina. And as you see here, I'm getting into really wet and rainy roads now. Started picking it up somewhere in between Blackville and here. Not too far out of Blackville, I would say. Coming down pretty good. A little bit slower speeds because the road is really saturated. I would call it an elevated risk of hydroplaning. We dropped down to 35 zone here also. When we get through this town, the next town that I'll be recording anything in will be in Aiken. It should be about 20 or so miles north from here, because I saw a sign not too many miles back that said it was 26 miles. Marine Corps League Detachment 1227. So far. Looks like the rain is abating for a little bit. Hardee's, Dollar General. Sick of seeing Dollar General and Family Dollar, whatever kind of places. Alright, down to 25 zone here. Okay, Aiken is 23 miles out. So it's going to put me right around the 80-mile marker on my odometer, or on my trip meter, whatever. Shumpert's Market. Federal Building, U.S. Post Office. Hong Kong Buffet. First Baptist Church, interesting one. Alright, 78 is straight ahead. Look, I'm gonna hit the red light here though. Napa Auto Parts. Wasn't there another Napa at in the last town I went through? Or, I don't know, was one not too far back. I thought I remembered seeing a Napa. Bates Family Hair Affair. Cool looking house right there. Colonial or plantation, whatever you want to call it. I could probably use help in how to tell the difference between a colonial and a Victorian or whatever. And isn't a plantation also a colonial style home or something? I don't know. Or are they all just colloquial terms for the same kind of home? I really don't know. Heard all those terms, and I've looked at pictures of them before, but I sometimes forget what the differences are. Man, a group of people hanging out there on that porch. Seeing just some small traces of blue up ahead. So now the question is, will I have a need to pull my sunglasses back out before long? Just Cuts. So at least 2 barber shops. All brick homes right here. This side doesn't look too bad. Alright guys, continue again when we get into Aiken. Aiken's also, we're going to make the turn on the US 1. her spot, okay. Oh, that's right, yeah, because JNR Scuba fucked you over or something like that, and alright, yeah, then that explains why you're in Iowa doing Tyson loads. Okay. What's that?
Leaves me speechless how freaking beautiful this world is from 36,000 feet, Taylor wrote. Always find thankfulness. Read the original article on Business Insider. Read this on the web. Business Insider. Add this channel. The 5 best companies to bet your career on in the booming electric vehicle industry. Insider Premium. Pay attention to the great American battery arms race. Biden's fight with China at the next Auto Frontier. Insider Premium. Nobody wants to work anymore. How a simple phrase became the oversimplified scapegoat for every problem plaguing the American labor market. Business Insider. Vaccinated people. Your odds of a COVID breakthrough infection have gone up. That doesn't mean you need to panic. Business Insider. Man who nearly died from COVID and now struggles to breathe says he deserves punishment for not bothering to get vaccinated. Business Insider. Only one U.S. airline ranked among the 10 best in the world. Here's who came out on top. Market Watch. A nearly 6,000-acre Colorado ranch lists for $60 million. Mansion Global. Article 20 of 76. Iranian ships that appeared headed for Venezuela are now in Baltic Sea approaching Russia. By Oren Lieberman, Ellie Kaufman 1D. The Iranian ship Makran is seen in this Maxar Technologies satellite image from early May 2021 in the Persian Gulf around Lurak Island. The boat appears to be loaded with 7 small fast attack boats on its deck. CNN. 2 Iranian ships that once appeared to be headed to Venezuela are now in the Baltic Sea approaching the Russian city of St. Petersburg, according to Marine Traffic, a website that tracks ships. The position of the ships, including the floating military base called the Makran, indicate they are likely headed to St. Petersburg to participate in Russia's Navy Day events, according to 2 defense officials familiar with the ship's movements. The Pentagon has been monitoring the ships for about 2 months as they rounded the southern tip of Africa and appeared set to cross the Atlantic for Venezuela. Pentagon officials were concerned about the potential introduction of Iranian weapons into the Western Hemisphere and the possible transfer of weapons to Venezuela. In mid-June, the ships, which were then off the coast of West Africa, began to inch north instead of across the Atlantic. Venezuela's decision to turn away the Iranian ships came after the U.S. applied diplomatic pressure on Caracas and the regime of Nicolas Maduro, 2 officials said at the time. The U.S. also applied diplomatic pressure to other countries along the route of the Iranian vessels, including countries in West Africa, like Senegal. The Makran had been seen in late April in satellite images from Maxar Technologies in the port of Bandar Abbas in Iran with 7 small fast attack boats on its deck. A smaller frigate has been accompanying the Makran. Last month, Pentagon Press Secretary John Kirby said the delivery of Iranian weapons to the Western Hemisphere would be seen as a provocative act and a threat to our partners. Earlier, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin had said he was absolutely concerned about the proliferation of weapons in the region. Pentagon officials had been watching to see whether the ships would continue north toward Russia or turn into the Mediterranean Sea and return to Iran. The latter scenario was seen as unlikely because that would appear to be a failure for Iran. The ship's current position in the Baltic Sea and its direction make its destination clearer, defense officials said. Russia's Navy Day is scheduled for Sunday in St. Petersburg, and it appears the Macron will take part in the events in some way, the officials said. Article 21 of 76. Pfizer shot just 39% effective against Delta infection, but largely prevents severe illness, Israel's study suggests, Forbes 13 hours ago. Top line. Recent data from Israel's health ministry suggests Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine is far less effective at preventing infection and symptomatic illness with the Delta variant than with previous strains of coronavirus, a finding that conflicts with other research indicating high levels of protection against the contagious variant as countries around the world struggle to contain new waves of infection. Key facts. A full course of the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine was just 39% effective at preventing infections and 41% effective at preventing symptomatic infections caused by the Delta COVID-19 variant, according to Israel's health ministry, down from early estimates of 64% 2 weeks ago. The figures, based on data from an unspecified number of people between June 20th and July 17th, are significantly lower than previous estimates of the vaccine's efficacy against other variants, which initial clinical trials found to be 95%. The Israel findings also conflict with several other studies assessing the vaccine's performance against the Delta variant, which indicated only slightly diminished degrees of protection against infection and mild illness between 80% and 90%, including peer-reviewed research from Public Health England published Wednesday. The vaccine still provides very high levels of protection against hospitalization, 92%, and severe illness, 91%, caused by the Delta variant, the ministry said. In a statement, Pfizer and BioNTech noted that while real-world data from Israel show vaccine efficacy in preventing infection and symptomatic disease to decline 6 months post-vaccination, efficacy in preventing serious illnesses remains high. Contra. It is possible Israel's findings diverge from other studies in reflection of the fact they have had access to vaccines for longer than most other parts of the world. In other words, it is the most up-to-date and accurate assessment of the Pfizer shot against Delta. However, the Israel Health Ministry has not revealed the data behind their results, and there are a number of issues in the way the study appears to have been conducted that could create uncertainty. The study did not, for example, take the steps needed to rule out alternative explanations for the lower efficacy, such as bias in who is tested for COVID-19. Key background. Israel was an early leader in the global effort to vaccinate against COVID-19, moving swiftly to secure supply by paying above market price and offering to share medical data with Pfizer. It was a success and the country dropped pandemic restrictions in May, though a resurgent wave of cases driven by Delta has put it on the brink of another lockdown. Israel is not the only country to struggle with new surges caused by Delta, which is more contagious than other variants circulating and possibly more dangerous, which has prompted new lockdowns around the world. The UK, which has one of the highest case rates in the world, almost all of which are caused by Delta, is an exception. High vaccination rates are helping contribute towards a possible decoupling between infection, severe illness and death, prompting the government to drop almost all social restrictions on July 19. What to watch for? In mid-July, Israel's health ministry greenlit booster shots, likely a third Pfizer shot, for immunocompromised people over concerns they could still be vulnerable to the disease. This includes some cancer patients, organ transplant recipients and people who are HIV positive. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is considering a similar move amid an ongoing debate over whether booster shots should be made available to everyone. Big number. 91%. That's how effective the Pfizer vaccine is at preventing serious illness and hospitalization caused by the Delta variant after 2 doses, according to the Israeli study. This is only slightly lower than against other variants. As this is the primary purpose of a vaccine, it is still highly successful, though it does mean it will likely not be sufficient to stop outbreaks on its own. Tangent. The Delta variant appears to be at least moderately resistant to many of the vaccines in widespread use, especially after just one shot. A recent study found the Johnson & Johnson shot to be just 33% effective at preventing symptomatic illness caused by the variant. Further reading. How well does the Pfizer vaccine protect against the Delta variant? Here's what we know. Forbes. Pfizer shot much less effective against Delta. Israel study shows. Here's what you need to know about variants in vaccines. Forbes. Pfizer shot halts severe illness, allows infection in Israel. Bloomberg. Effectiveness of COVID-19 vaccines against the B.1.617.2 Delta variant. New England Journal of Medicine. Johnson & Johnson vaccine far less effective against Delta variant. Study suggests. Forbes. Article 22 of 76. I'm gonna knock you out, bro. Dashcam video shows struggle between Illinois cop and 3 suspects accused of attempting to murder him. Marissa Sarnoff. Illinois police have released dashcam video showing an officer struggling to arrest 3 people who now face attempted murder charges and other felonies for allegedly assaulting and strangling the officer. On July 16, a grand jury indicted Sheba Taylor, 26, Jennifer Taylor, 24, and Paul Sherritt Taylor, 28, on multiple felony charges, according to a press release on the Aurora Police Department's Facebook page. All 3 face charges including attempted first-degree murder, aggravated battery, and aggravated assault. Dashcam video released Wednesday by Aurora Police appears to show the initial confrontation, which began when the officer, in police documents as Joaquin Miranda, pulled a car over after apparently seeing the car roll through a stop sign at an intersection around 10:30 p.m. on June 21st. The driver, Paul Sherritt Taylor, is heard on the video asking why Miranda was pulling him over as the officer approaches the car and asks for Taylor's license and proof of insurance. Miranda is then seen and heard telling a female passenger, who is not on screen at that part of the video, to get back into the car or else be arrested for obstruction. Miranda then apparently approaches the passenger, who can be heard telling Miranda not to touch her, and asking for a female officer. This interaction is not seen on camera. Video then shows the driver, Taylor, getting out of the car and appearing to walk toward the officer and saying, "I'm going to knock you out, bro." They are off screen for a moment, and Miranda tells Taylor he's under arrest for obstruction. Miranda and Taylor are then seen on the video struggling as Miranda tries to arrest Taylor. Taylor apparently slips out of Miranda's control, and starts to run away. Miranda then presumably chases after him, and although it's not caught on camera, the audio indicates a chase and struggle. The video shows Taylor running in front of Miranda's car, with Miranda chasing after him, telling him to stop and warning him that he's adding to the charges. Miranda is followed by the female passenger who had first gotten out of the car. She appears to be recording the chase on her cell phone. Meanwhile, another female passenger is seen on video getting out of Taylor's car, watching the interaction, and walking off screen. As Miranda apparently chases Taylor off camera, text added to the video says that the female passenger started chasing the officer as he was running after the male driver. Miranda is heard trying to arrest one of the female passengers, who is then heard yelling, "Don't touch me. Get the fuck off of me." Repeatedly. Sounds of a struggle can be heard. The officer's radio is ripped away from him and dispatch can no longer make contact with the officer, the text on the video reads. The other female passenger begins punching and kicking the officer. According to Aurora Police, the first female passenger breaks free of Miranda, and then also starts attacking Miranda. The officer continues to be punched, kicked, and then strangled, the video text says. An Aurora Police synopsis of the incident says Sheba Taylor and Jennifer Norwood Taylor followed Miranda as he was trying to arrest Paul Sherritt Taylor, yelling obscenities. Things escalated when Miranda tried to arrest Sheba. OFC. Miranda turned around and grabbed Sheba by her left arm to place her in handcuffs. Both Jennifer and Sheba struck OFC. Miranda using closed fists and foot strikes to his body and head. OFC. Miranda struck both Jennifer and Sheba with his right hand using a closed fist, while on the ground, and heard a male voice state, "You just hit a fucking girl." OFC. Miranda was then struck repeatedly in the head from several angles. Sheba placed her forearm around OFC. Miranda's neck, applied significant force to his windpipe, and caused him to lose the ability to breathe. Due to training, OFC. Miranda understood that he had a very short amount of time to remain conscious with that amount of force applied to his neck and began to unholster his service pistol to use deadly force against the three subjects Paul, Sheba, and Jennifer who were attacking him. Backup officers arrived at the scene before Miranda used force on the suspects, the synopsis says. Dashcam video from the car of another officer who responded to Miranda's request for backup appears to show that when additional officers arrived on the scene, one of the women was struggling with Miranda as he tried to arrest the male driver. As backup arrives, the two females are on top of the officer pinning him to the ground, the text on the video says. One of the females is sitting on the officer's head. The other female was applying significant force to the officer's windpipe, causing him to lose the ability to breathe. One officer starts to handcuff one of the women while pinning her to the ground, while another officer appears to help Miranda arrest the male driver. The video then plays a 911 call which appears to have been made by Paul Sherrod Taylor. Audibly upset, the caller says, "Police officers are terrorizing my family." He also threatens to kill Miranda if he touches his sister, to which the 911 operator responds, "Do not threaten an officer like that on the phone." The caller is then heard engaging with Miranda, and perhaps the other officers, at which point the 911 call apparently ends. Aurora police officers do not have body-worn cameras, but the department expects to acquire them by the end of next year, a spokesperson for the Kane County State's Attorney's Office told Law and Crime. Read the police synopsis report, below. Watch the full video released by APD below. Video release. 3 indicted on charges of attempted murder after Aurora police officer attacked and strangled during traffic stop. 3 people are now facing attempted murder charges after a grand jury indicted them on numerous felonies after they attacked, beat, and strangled an Aurora police officer during the course of a traffic stop on the evening of June 21st. Just after 10:30 p.m. on Monday, an Aurora police officer performed a traffic stop on a car that rolled through a stop sign. As the officer approached the vehicle, the driver began yelling obscenities out the window. The officer also observed 2 other passengers in the vehicle. Moments later, the rear passenger exited the vehicle. The officer ordered her back into the car several times before informing her that she was under arrest for obstructing. However, before the rear passenger was in custody, the driver also exited the vehicle, continued yelling obscenities, and started approaching the officer at the rear of the car. The driver told the officer that he would fight him if he touched the rear female passenger. The officer informed the driver that he was also under arrest for obstructing. At that moment, the driver took off running, and the officer ran after him. The 2 passengers also followed the officer yelling obscenities. The female rear passenger approached the officer as they ran. The officer turned around and grabbed
Alright guys, we're in Aiken right now. Apparently there's a truck route that I have to take around. Doesn't bother me any. Won't have to spend too much time in town. And I'll follow the truck route around, and then when I get onto that one and on the north end of Aiken, we'll head forward to the next section. This route is a bit of a drag. I am we're a bit on the lethargic side. Of course, I haven't slept a lot, so that probably has something to do with it as well. Just kind of looking forward to getting to the shipper already, and I'm still going to probably try to, well, depending on where the nearest good place to shut down is, I might still try to go further. Change my zoom there back to where I had it. I was kind of questioning the signs that I was looking at, so it was a little bit iffy on turning right where I was actually supposed to turn right. Thought I was gonna go straight ahead, but yeah, but it said truck highway 1 and 78, both of which are what I want, so trusted it. Aiken Dog Park, SPCA. I don't know, the last speed limit I saw was 50, but these guys seem to be going faster, so. Alright, down to 45 zone here. I've got a traffic light coming up ahead. I'll tell you, it's definitely been an interesting route though, with just some of the scenery and yeah, this street goes straight through. I mean, this lane goes straight into the right. Don't make that light turn red on me, bless. Just on time. We're not too far away from turning on to Highway 1 northbound. Don't think this is the light right here, but we should be within within a mile of our turn. This is Twilight Lane, northeast. Okay, this is going to probably be Highway 1 right here because I see to Interstate 20. Yeah, this is one right here. Oh, wait. This is truck 1, but was I supposed to turn on? I was under the impression I should have turned right there, but it said truck 1. Now I think I'm gonna have to, because I did want to go up that road, so I have to figure out how to get turned around. Maybe I can take 19 up to Balltown, then I can take I-20 back over. Aiken High School. That or okay, yeah, there's a sign right here to I-20, so I can always just, it's not what I wanted to do, but it's like the truck Highway 1 sign threw me off, so I'm like, what the hell? truck stop here. It doesn't look like it'd take too long to... I don't think it's too many miles up to get on the I-20. Then we'll just cut back over. Yeah, I really wish they wouldn't have had that Truck Highway 1 sign on the other side of the intersection, because I would have made the turn exactly like I was planning to, but then the Truck Route 1 sign threw me off and made me second guess what I was doing. But luckily, it's not too far out of the way to take this route up. I get back onto eastbound 20. Shiloh Heights Road. Balltown that we just got through. There is another state route coming up over here that I could possibly even take back over to Highway 1. But it might do me more good to just stay here on this road until I get to I-20 and then just take 20 across. And I think the other thing too, me being a little bit on the tired side, is gonna make mental mistakes like that. Henderson Heritage Preserve. Cemetery here. I think that turn that I just passed is the one that other state route that cuts over to Highway 1. But if I get up here to, because I am still kind of going a generally direct route toward the shipper at the moment, so and I can run higher speed on I-20 than I can on that other road there, I'm certain of it. Alright, speed limit up to 55. I-20 coming up ahead. I can actually go straight ahead if I wanted to as well, but I'd end up having to go through a couple of more small towns to get up there. And I'd rather just get on eastbound 20. Then I'll only have Ride Springs or whatever you call that place. Ridge Springs? Yeah, Ridge Springs. Express, the chance he's going to be just a tad slower than me. I'm going to let him over though. I'm going to take my time getting up to speed. Not to mention I'm not going to be on the road very long, so I don't really plan to pass him up at all. Because I suspect the next exit is the one that I'm getting off at. Ridge Springs is 15 miles away. I will be going through there. So I'm probably about 20 miles or so out from the shipper. Let's reset that so we know where we're at in relation to how, and what our actual distance is. Coming up on US 1 exit here. It is indeed the first exit after I got back on exit 22. So a couple of these trucks are getting off here. This guy is turning left also. He is a reefer unit, so it wouldn't surprise me if he's going up to the same place I'm going to. Alright, about a dozen miles from here to Ridge Spring. Change my zoom. Looks like there might be a couple of slow spots, possibly traffic lights or construction or something going on Highway 1. About halfway between here and Ridge Spring. Alright, look, I've got one car coming on the left. Now the light just turned red, so might help there. Limit do we have here? Tell me it's a good one. It's a divided road, so it's got to be, I guess it's not going to be divided for very long. No, I'll just stick with 50 for now until I know otherwise. It looks like it's 55 up ahead. Alright. Old Camp Long Road. Cheeks Auction Company. His farm's at now. This guy coming up this way, I'm pretty certain he's going to be also going to the Best Dressed Chicken facility. See if he takes the same route there that I'm going to be taking. I'm sure he will. If he goes the same route I do, I'm going to be cutting up 302 or 392 to Ridge Spring, and then it'll be a left turn onto 23 West. And then a short distance down, I'll make a right onto 39 North. And then I'll turn left onto Spanier Road, whatever. I don't know if that's not an Italian word, I don't think so. I don't think I would pronounce it Spanier. In Italian language, if you see a G followed by an N, it's pronounced N, like NY for us. But I don't think that's an Italian origin word, so I'm guessing it's Spanier Road or something, I don't know. Definitely scenic, it's been a scenic trip, I'll tell you that. Cell tower site available or signs. Be looking forward to getting this load picked up and end my shift so I can get some rest and then do some night running. All I have to figure out what route I'm going to take out of here, not just to get to somewhere to stop, but also toward the receiver. Okay, that explains why I'm seeing orange in a few spots. It's road construction here. looks like. Maybe it might be nice that they're going to widen that road here also. Not sure why I care about that. It's the first time I've ever been on this road. I don't know when the next time I'll ever end up out here either. Old 4-notch road. Not like traffic's much of anything here anyway. Might be I don't know, a couple more miles, or no, more than that, because we're still about 7 miles away from Ridge Spring now. So I imagine the turn is about 4 miles or so out, based on what I'm seeing there on the map and where the turn is in relation to my current location and Ridge Spring. Imagine there's probably plenty of wildlife out here with all these damn trees. Evangelistic Revival Center. Lot with that small little mobile or modular home, whatever you want to call that thing. Should be about 2 more miles to go for our turn. I think it's a drive-in hauler, so I don't think he's going to the chicken place. Could be wrong. But this guy right in front of me, I'd be willing to bet he's going to the same chicken place I'm going to. Should be within about a mile now for our turn. There used to be a home right there. All that's left now is the chimney. this guy is slowing down like he's expecting to find his turn pretty soon. Probably confirmation that he's going to be going up in a ridge spring. Alright, I just saw that red car turning there, so yeah, that's exactly what I thought. He is indeed going into Ridge Spring. And just as I expected, drive-in is continuing on the US 1. There should be about 2.5 miles out now from downtown Ridge Spring. I hate when I do that. I don't quite put enough throttle in so I don't get my RPM where I need it. I was trying to skip shift down into a lower gear. About 2 miles now from Ridge Spring. Why are we slowing down? Just sightseeing. That's a kind of funny looking home. It's like big, like tall two-story square-shaped home. Oh, you're just a sissy. Oh, I can't see. We're going too fast. Don't mind me. I just gotta entertain myself and you guys if I can. And keep myself awake. Saluda, County. Passing when solid yellow line is in your lane. Duh. That's kind of obvious. The people who don't know that, they do know that. They just pretend to not know that. Come on now. Photography. Welcome to Ridge Spring, founded in 1771. It's kind of an old town there. Yon Family Farms. we're going to be making a left turn here onto, what's that, 23 or, yeah, 23. Then a right onto Highway 39. Rich Spring Family Practice. Comprehensive health care for all ages. That's a little bit premature. This isn't the turn. Are you trying to get onto 23? He went the wrong way. I think he's gonna end up on a residential street. Yeah, and just like I said, 23 is right here. I think he turned too soon. That's what happens when you're following GPS. Alright, gonna watch the right. That was close. I was worried about my my landing gear getting caught up on the embankment of the railroad tracks. Ridge Spring Baptist Church. See if he comes out over here. No, I didn't see him. That would have been funny though if I'd seen him coming up that road there. Ridge Spring Town Hall. Alright, the 35 zone. That's a nice home. Big brick home, whatever you want to call it. Is that him back to? No, that's somebody else. That's a Peterbilt. Long nose. Look how you made the wrong turns on a white Volvo. Okay, we got Highway 39 coming up right here. Saluda! 13 miles up. The core town of Ward is 3 miles straight ahead on 23. Looking to see if that guy was coming down the other road. I'm betting we'll probably see him over at the shipper eventually. Same place I am. I don't think it's going to do much good to be in a big hurry, though. It's still got this guy in the pickup right in front of us, too. I'm already going 5 over the limit, so if he can't handle this, that's too fucking bad. That's his problem. Alright, pickup driver turning right. miles now. Here it's going to be a left turn onto the street that the shipper is on, and then we'll go further a little bit down the road, and on the right side will be the shipper. Truck up here on the road. I mean, this kind of road right behind me, there's not a hell of a lot over here, so I'd say really good chance he's going the same place as me. Southeast Farming Truck. Close here. This close to the turn. One more street to go here, and then actually no. There's gonna be this four-way coming up, and then it looks like a couple more intersections on the left, and then the third one up after that. Or, the third one up after this intersection right here, I think will be mine. Span Road. Spigner Road, that's the one I was trying to remember the name of it. Alright, turn coming up for long here. Got another street on the right coming up first, and then I see the sign right now for Spigner Road, three-way. This guy, yeah, he's signaling left also. Best dressed chicken. Coming. Gross weight limit 27 tons. Bridge weight limit combination 45 tons. How am I supposed to leave here then if it's got a 27 ton limit on the road? That would only allow me to put on about 20,000 pounds or so of cargo. Kind of funny that they do that. Oh, that's emergency vehicle weight limit though. JCT over here. And a JCT in the door. Okay, how's this process work? Is there anybody in the guard shack? The hell? I have no idea what I'm doing. Great, he just set his brakes.
You have 1 hour and 22 minutes of remaining drive time.
Not that I wanted to be parking. I was trying to back up to the drop area, but now I'm all funky in here. Probably get yelled at by the yard jockey. So I'll ask if I'll be alright right here. Alright guys, so my load is not ready yet. In fact, the guy, I guess the loader or whatever I talked to says stay hooked up to my trailer. So probably end up putting me in the dock door. Let me pull forward. So this other guy who came in behind me, you know, it's funny because we were both trying to figure stuff out.
Continuing to drive may invalidate your rest break, which is not complete.
I said, man, you came in here like you knew what you were doing. Let him set up and get into that other door first, and then. Getting trapped out here.
Continuing to drive may invalidate your rest break, which is not complete. Continuing to drive may invalidate your rest break, which is not complete. Continuing to drive may invalidate your rest break, which is not complete.
Hey, you're clear over there on your blind side.
Continuing to drive may invalidate your rest break, which is not complete.
them out of the way. Alright, yeah, this place stinks too. Alright, I just turned my reefer unit on because I was under the impression this was a dropping hook, so we'll just hang out here, wait till it's time to dock in, and we'll see where exactly we're docking in eventually, and it's going to be interesting. Alright guys, finally getting a load now. It's coming up on noon already, the day after I showed up here. I need to get my dock door, my trailer doors open, but I need to get away from that fence so there's room for me to get the right side door open. Like the product is already pre-staged, so it's probably not going to take that long.
You have 8 hours and 0 minutes of remaining drive time.
PC over there, so I don't have to creep. It's more convenient to just PC over there than to creep over there. Come on. Okay, so I'm going to probably do a U-turn setup here. U-turn into a straight back. I don't know if that best dressed chicken truck there is going to present a problem for my U-turn though, so we'll see what I can do here. No, there's not going to be enough room for me to do that, so I will blindside it in. Come down here a little bit further. If that chicken truck wasn't in the way, I'd probably have an easier time getting in there, but let's see. Yeah, and I'll have to, I'm going to plan on going here just to be sure. See that go probably just a little bit to reset because the trailer is tracking into there just a little bit too quickly. Tracking in too early. By the time I'm going to hit that curve over there. So just do that little 2-point thing there and then come around back again. Check where I'm at in relation to another trailer. Okay, actually plenty of room over there on the blind side, so it's just a matter of clearing that curb right there, which I can clearly see through my flap here. Still coming a little bit heavy on that? Yeah, looks like it, yeah. So I'm not far off though, so I'm just gonna do another quick little 2-pointer there. Now I'm in there. Alright, so for now we're up against the dock. Like I say, this would have been a lot easier backing to do had that best dressed chicken truck not been in the way of my ability to turn around. Could I have also gone around this way? I don't know. Perhaps it was just the way I executed the turn. Trying to come down here as close, because I was trying to get the tandem as far down here as I could first. Yeah, but just maybe if I had a Freightliner or something that could turn more quickly than a 579 can, that could have also made a difference as well. So, needless to say though, not a big deal. My blindsiding skills are pretty good anyway, so if you might have noticed from my #1 watch video, not that I prefer to blindside it by any stretch. I don't blindside if I don't need to in most cases. Especially not in a situation like this where I'm going to dock in next to another trailer. It's definitely not my preferred way to do it. But I have enough confidence in my blindsiding and setups and all that, and I won't hesitate to go if I have some kind of doubt at all about my ability to get in there safely. So with the extra room there, I guess, had I really wanted to play it extra safe, I probably could have started my turn a little bit sooner in a wider area of the spot there. The other concern I had too was the light pole right there. I wasn't sure if there was going to be a concern about that. Well, like my tail swing coming over and hitting it if I tried to do a jackknife turn or something. So I'd rather just stay. Have done it like I did do it. Alright guys, we're all done here. It's about 1:45 p.m. now. Let me pull out of the door. I gotta get my doors shut, load locks installed, whatever. Get the seal on. Southeast guy to go by first. They left the dock door open, but I think they do it on purpose. He's waiting for wouldn't be surprised if one of these guys, probably the day campers, probably end up in the door next. Over here, so there's enough room for one of these guys, anybody to maneuver around me. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up here, because you guys have already seen the route out of here. Or basically, what I'm going to do from here, because I'm going to Milan, Missouri. I'm going to head back down to I-20, and then take 20 over to the west to the Atlanta area, and then take 75 up to Chattanooga. And then I-24 up from there up to Nashville and through basically worked my way eventually over to Paducah, Kentucky. Then up I-57 through, what's that, Mount Vernon? I think Mount Vernon over there. Or is that up above, up further? Then I-64 across from there over to St. Louis. I mean, a couple of different routes I'm considering that direction. If I don't want to go through St. Louis, I can also go up further up in go further north in Illinois and take I-72 and US 36 across. I-72 turns into 36, but I might still just go ahead and do the St. Louis route though. Take 70 across from there, and then take US 63 up from Columbia. It's about halfway across the state, and follow it up, and might take the, like I said earlier, the not so great truck route, just so you can see what it's like. Not the way I normally want to go, but I might do it just for the fun of showing you what that route looks like. So, all right, well, I'll see you again. I'm assuming I'll deliver this myself, but there's a possibility I could get swamped off because of how long it took to get out of here. So we'll see what happens. Possibly the next video will be in Milan, Missouri. And I do have a follow-on load already set up going from Waterloo, Iowa to Commerce, California. So those are what are on the horizon, at least, as long as I don't get swamped off this load. So yeah, look out for those videos to come in the coming days. All right, we'll see you guys later. Have a great day.